everybody. Welcome back to another exciting episode of The Rational Investor. This is Julian, as you know, with the Baby Powder Report. So here we are, another week of the crypto market going down. S&P rebounding though, but the crypto market is, we'll get into it today about why is the crypto market not recovering, but why is the S&P taking off? What's going on there? Yeah. Okay. Why don't we just jump into the charts? We're going to look at the S&P 500 first, and then we're going to go into one or two stocks, US dollar, gold. We'll follow my normal spiel, and then I think we'll spend a while on crypto because crypto's probably been a bit of a headache for some people, and especially me included, because it's not following my kind of plan while the S&P is. So we'll talk about that. Okay, let's go. So let's go to a monthly chart. Monthly. And we're gonna change some things here. Take that off. Delete that. Delete that. Cancel. And I'll take all these lines off. All right. So on the monthly, it doesn't look too great. We've got 5 days left for this candle close. It'll be very interesting to see how this candle closes. I mean, if we push, I don't think we're going to push much higher than 4,150, 4,200. So we're probably going to close with this type of candle close, which I don't think is a clear sign of any kind of bottom at all. I would want to see a full reversal. We'd have to close around 4,300 to get a nice monthly bottoming candle. For now, everything looks like, this is just a rebound before we continue down lower. On the weekly too, it's just, we hit a 7 on the Tom DeMark indicator. So we might bounce a bit. You see how we bounced before? We had a big bounce. And then we rolled over when Tom DeMark came in. So we're doing the same here, and we'll probably bounce up and then roll over. I'm thinking around the 4,200 zone. That's why I have it marked out. Probably right up here, and then we'll roll over again. 3 day, same sort of pattern. It is kind of quite a vicious push higher. Pissed that I missed part of this move today, because you can see like quite a big move, almost 100 points on the S&P. I think that's 2.1%. That's a pretty big move for the S&P 500. But it's just going to be a bear trap, bull trap, sorry, and then reversal. I really expect that. Could be wrong though. It's just the higher time frames look extremely bearish still. But this like lower time frame, I mean, we talked about this last week. I said that I thought we'd get a push higher, and we did. We're getting a push through this downtrend line. That's why we have this big candle. But we're going to run into serious monthly resistance right up here at 4,130, 4,200. That's the areas to watch out for, and to see like if a turning point is coming in. You're going to actually have to, this market's moving so fast, you're going to have to watch 4-hour time frames. That's going to show you the divergence and, price rolling over. And then you watch the weekly and the monthly to keep track of the trend. Like the weekly, I expect to rally until it touches probably the underside of this. Oops. Why can't I like that? Until it touches here. And then I expect a rejection. That would align with what I'm thinking here with 4,150 to 4,200. It's similar, right? Let's go to 12-hour, 8-hour, maybe. I like 8-hour. 8-hour and 4-hour are both good. You can see though on the RSI how nice this lines up on the 8-hour, right? Something like that. We had a fake move here, roll over. Tom DeMark and the downtrend channel would have warned you that this was a fake out. And then we rolled over and we pushed through here. Right. And now we're going to push higher all the way up to here. You can see how we paused at my different fib levels also. I mean, what I said last week was that either we were going to totally dump and fall off a cliff, or we were going to do this, push up into this area, and then we were going to roll over. And so we're doing, scenario number 2. So good to see at least it's following what I kind of expected. And I did expect scenario 2 to be more likely than scenario 1, simply because of what was appearing on the daily chart and how bullish things were looking on daily and also lower time frames. I think we'll jump into Bitcoin now. Crypto, the land of scams and tricks. So you can see how they ran Bitcoin down just today and ran all the stops. Very interesting to do that right now. It makes me feel a bit more bullish about it, and that we could get our push higher here, up into this zone, this 3,300 and 3,500 zone, to get people bullish again before that we then roll over. That's what I'm thinking. However, crypto's not been following the S&P, whereas the S&P broke out of the downtrend and kind of is moving higher a bit. Bitcoin's been just sitting inside this range. No real movement other than a push down outside this range to stop out anybody that was in a long, which is what they normally do before rallying it. So it makes perfect sense that happened right there. So difficult to trade crypto because of these type of situations. Yeah, so if I draw a downtrend line on the 1 hour, it looks like we have broken out. Have to see how it closes. But it's looking pretty good. If I go to a 4 hour, it's just too stagnant to say anything on a 4 hour. On a daily, we did move higher. Stochastic looks extremely bullish. So does MACD. However, when you're in this kind of range, it's very, very hard to predict where things are going to go next. Especially with, like, for example, with RSI, because the weekly is still red and the monthly looks bad. I don't put as much influence on this daily as I normally would, unless it moves out of the red zone. As long as it's in the red zone, prices can't appreciate a great deal. They'll kind of stay range bound. But if it can push higher and push into the green on the daily chart, you'll see quite a significant rally. Very possible that it could happen. That's Bitcoin. Maybe I can go to a lower time frame. Yeah, I think it'll push higher. It does seem like that. This reversal doesn't happen unless they're planning to move higher. Normally it would just sit down there. But pretty significant reversal and something to watch out for. But again, part of me thinks it's just following the S&P 500, not perfectly, but it's close. So important to, if you're going to watch any markets, watch Bitcoin and the S&P 500. Those are the two main ones I would consider watching. Maybe DXY as well. You can look at the total market cap. The total market cap looks about the same as Bitcoin. We do total 2, which is without Bitcoin. Yeah, pretty rough move here, and then quick recovery. Crypto. Now it looks like, at least in the 5-minute, we're rolling over again. 2 weeks still super bearish. Weekly still bearish. Daily or 3-day still bearish. However, the daily is starting to look like it's ready. It's really ready to move up. See this kind of trying to break out of this downtrend on RSI. This would be your possible buy point, but you can see how they also ran the stops. So even if you saw this and you tried to buy, you might have been stopped out, which is what they're counting on. Sucks, but that's how it is. Look at Ethereum. Yeah, Ethereum, quite the drop in the recovery. Yeah, I think a push up into this daily supply zone would make sense. Maybe a little bit higher in 2,000 weekly, and then a roll over. At least on the 4 hour, the daily, 3-day. Yeah, 3-day, daily, weekly don't look particularly amazing. I mean, the weekly is not terrible. Possible divergence coming in there. But the 3-day looks pretty bad. Stochastic in crap level. MACD and RSI both in looking terrible. It's very interesting to look at that. A bit disappointed that crypto kind of just fell off cliff. It didn't. I was really hoping in the short term for a bounce up to this area, and then I would take shorts there, but it just hasn't materialized. So I have smaller position size right now, and I'm trying to wait for the market to decide a direction, which it feels like it's been forever. But what do you know? It has been forever. It's been almost a whole month. What is it? May 26th. So, you do the math. It's like 2 weeks, over 2 weeks now, since we came down into this range, and we've just been ranging for 2 weeks, which is an eternity in crypto. I call it take your money time. It's when the market makers and stuff aren't making enough as they would like. Maybe they manipulate a little bit, or some key players manipulate a little bit to earn an extra money. Okay, that's Ethereum. It did bounce from this downtrend line, but on the 4-hour, I wouldn't necessarily trust it. You know, we could just easily roll over here. So something to keep in mind. You know, be careful with any long-term trading plans for now. Don't, just because the daily is breaking higher, be careful with setting up any long-term trades that you expect to leave on for a couple months to a year. Let's wait until that weekly chart kind of starts to put in a bottom and turn around. I think this is just going to be a short-term rally before more down, simply because we are in a terrible macro environment, and the market on a monthly time frame does not look good at all. So just take off right now, relax, maybe focus on physical fitness, focus on time with family, so on and so forth, and you know, just keep your eye on this market. If you want to short, you can hunt shorts. I think that's better, but shorting is a lot trickier than going long. For some reason, you get these fast moves down, then you get fast moves up. It's a lot more fast than bull markets, where it's kind of just like a steady rise up. And it's just kind of like that. Occasionally you get a dump, but usually it's like this. Occasionally you get up and something like that. But the bears are like, I feel like it's just like quite quick moves up and down. All right. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you on the site. All right. Bye, everybody.